Students, in the today's session, we will learn about calculus. Okay, so we will start from the foundations to the advanced mastery. Right? As you know, our mathematics is divided into mainly we can divide it into 5 to 6 sections. Okay, one of the major portion is like algebra. Okay, other is calculus. Okay, third you can tell as a geometry or geometry and trigonometry, and vector and 3D you can also include, or you can make a different section. Okay, okay, apart from this, what are the sections? Functions, and one more is the probability and statistics. Okay, so we will learn on each, okay, in a great depth. Okay, one by one. So my video course is not aligned for those students who want the superficial learning, or they just want to do some problems and or understand the things. Okay, my classes, online lessons will be very rigorous. Okay, yes, definitely those students can follow even who are at very basics. Okay, okay, rigorous in the terms of each and everything will be discussed. I will discuss a lot of problems, a lot of solved problems, and a lot of exercise we will do. Okay, so one thing I want to clarify. Okay, learning is one of the few things that you can learn on your own. Okay, even it's very difficult for someone to teach something. Okay, they can guide something. Okay, or they can hint something. Okay, or I can provide you the help. Okay, I can ease the concept, but at the end you have to learn. Okay, so you have to make effort. Okay, so what is my contribution? My contribution is to make give a structured content, structured video, and structured help. Okay, if you need how to cope with different kinds of problem, what are the things you should know, how to tackle the problems, how to solve a problems, how to think about a problem, how to start, how to approach a problem, what are the different things that you can come across here. About me, myself Rishabh Kumar, I am an educator, author, mentor. I have a teaching experience of more than 7 years. Apart from that, I am an alumnus of IIT Guwahati and the Indian State Institute. So, along with various top competitive exam results, you can check my profile on LinkedIn or the website Mathematics Elevate Academy. So, apart from that, I have contributed a lot of books under Mathematics Elevate series and Math by Research series. Under Math by Research series, there is a topic-wise books. Okay, mainly helpful for the high school students. But under Mathematics Elevate series, this is a premium series for structured for a particular exam. Like for the Olympiad, there is a different books. Okay, for the IB Math, they a different book. Okay, for the AP, books are ongoing. Okay, various books are under progress, and some are published and some are not published. Okay, you can check all the books on my website. There are a lot of sections under the website. You can explore your exam and your books. Okay, if your something is coming in your mind like how these things can be handled, because see, at the end each and everything is mathematics. Okay, if I understand mathematics and there's a bit of different curriculum, different strategies happen. Okay, like that, And if you understand how to solve a problem on calculus, if you actually understand the calculus concept, then you again definitely you can solve new problems or related problems whether you know or not. Similarly to that, okay, I have learned all this curriculum one by one, devoted significant time to understand the curriculum. And coming to the calculus, so to learn the calculus, we'll go through some of the things you very well know. If you don't know, I will help you. What are the topics in the calculus? One is the limits, second is the continuity, third is the differentiability or differentiation or derivative. Okay. Fourth is the application of derivative, AOD, application of differentiation. Okay. Fifth is the integration. You can in the integration again there are two topics, uh, indefinite integrations and definite integrations. Sixth we can say application of integration. Seventh we can say differential equations. Okay. These three topics comes under, we say that it's a integral calculus, and all these topics comes under differential calculus. So collectively we call it as a calculus. So what does it mean? It means if you assume the calculus is a tree, it has two main branches. One is the differential, other is the integral. In the differential branch, again there are four sub branches: limits, continuity, differentiation, application of derivative. In the application of derivative, there are again a lot of chapters. Okay, you can assume it as a one module. In the integration, we have definite integration and indefinite integrations, application of integration, and differential equations. But I will not start from the limits. Okay, so there is a one more foundation for the calculus is that you must be understand the foundation for this is a functions. Okay, so I will start with the functions. Okay, so that if you have a good understanding on the functions and grasp on it along with the some algebraic basic manipulations, okay, basic laws, then you can understand and feel the limits, continuity, and various things. Okay, again the functions is a very wide range of topic, but this since this is a prerequisite, I will not go very deep in the functions, but yes, I will cover most of the topics and try to give a good grasp on the functions. Yes, definitely don't expect that I will go through the trigonometric functions, inverse trigonometric functions, because that is a another complete module. Okay, so yes, but I will help you how to find a domain, range, all the things which will help you to understand the calculus and ease. Okay, we will go through that in each topic on the functions on a different in a different module. Okay, this module. So, but for now, we'll go through some basics. Okay, so functions is the language of calculus. Okay, without functions you can't understand the calculus. Okay, the better grasp on functions will help you to analyze and view the problems or the statements more better way. Okay, you may able to solve the problems without having a very good understanding of functions, but you don't have very good command or a feel of the thing what is happening. So my lessons are designed to go deep and deep dive. This is only for the high achieving students, dedicated, passionate, and consistent. So we'll understand functions. Okay. So what, so for let's tell some, let me tell something like y equal to fx. Okay, so we understand y equal to fx something as y is a function of x. Function of x means we, I would like to rename something like x and y are variables. Variables are those things which are allowed to vary. So apart from variables, what are there? Like there is something called constants. For example, 5 is a constant because this is number is fixed. Okay, 5 or 10 or 2. But variables we can take different value at different time. At a particular time, like if I say x equal to 5, so x is a variable. At this point, I am saying that this x is pointing to 5. This is a fixed value. Okay, but x is a variable. X at different point it may take different value. Okay, so x is called independent variable. That means it's independent variable. You can give different inputs. Okay, obviously that should be in the domain of the function. What is domain? I will come across it. And we call y as a dependent variable. What is the meaning of dependent variable? Because if you give some input, okay, in the function x, there will some value corresponding to that. That's why it's called dependent. Suppose, for example, if I write y equal to fx is simply suppose x plus 5. So if I make one simple table, here I'm saying this is x, this is y. If I feed 0, if I give a input 0, that means what is y? Y is 5. That's why you can clearly see minus 5. You can clearly see at particular x, this is y. So be sure about this. Okay, what is y at a particular x? So you can clear whatever the things you are giving at x, you are giving, taking, getting one output. That's why we call y as a dependent variable, because dependent on the input x. And we are here, the domain for this function is r. R means real number. You can take anything from minus infinity to plus infinity. That's why we are allowed to use any number. Okay, it's not that you can only use integer. Okay. Each and every real number. Okay, if I would like to know that real number again has two components. Okay, mainly you can say that a number is divided into mainly two parts. Okay, one is a real and other is complex. Complex means imaginary number. Under real we have divided numbers as either a rational number or a irrational numbers. Okay, so if you are learning along with me, kindly make sure you have a pen, paper and notebook, because it's not this a simple movie. You have to retain the concepts. So kindly try to learn. Okay, so learning becomes better when you write with your pen and try to understand on your own. Otherwise it's very difficult. Okay, and in the rational numbers again there are a lot of things. Okay, like z, integers, very classes of under integers there are even number, odd numbers. Okay, I will not going deep into this. Okay, this will come into the part of algebra. If you want, if you're interested, you can explore more on the internet or the any AI platform or your book. Okay, how they are divided, how to find a rational number, how to find irrational numbers. So this type of function y equal to fx is called linear function. Okay. You may ask, sir, whether this is a function or not. Yes, this is also a function. This is called constant function. Why the name is linear? Here, because the x has 1 degree. That's why it's called linear. Okay. Even it's one variable. That means there is only one variable x, and the power is simply one. So the linear function. Similarly, for 2 degree, it will be quadratic, and so on. Okay. So we will learn more on this one by one. Okay, and a lot of content will be there to for you to read and follow. Okay, so that, as I already told you, okay, my aim is to help you. Okay, and how to understand the things. Okay, but at the end you have to make effort, so there are a lot of written contents. Kindly go through it, okay, one by one. Just pause your video and read it. So simple. So that mathematics is more or less is abstract. Okay, so to understand abstract thing, okay, if you learn on your own and make some imagination in your brain, okay, in your thoughts, which will live for a longer duration than someone feed in your mind the imagination. Okay, so those imagination which are formed by yourself will always uh, stay for longer. Okay, there are two things happen in this scenario. Whatever the invention or the things you make in your mind, it may be correct or incorrect. Okay, so with the problems, when you apply, you understand these things are not allowed, or these things are not accepted, or this thing will not help you. Okay, and what will help you, you also know. That is why what happened when a student learns from a sees a problem and takes solution. Okay, he follows the solution and says that yes, I understand the concepts. Actually he didn't understand, he follow through the solutions. But when he comes across a problem, he find difficult to solve. The reason is simple. Now he has the only problem, he don't have any answer. So he is trying to figure out what should I do to move to next step or first step. Even many students are like, if he moves to first step na, they can consequently move to second and third and eventually can solve it. But moving how to tackle, how to approach, they don't know. Okay, why so? Because they don't have make the abstract understanding of that concept and how to solve the problem or how to approach the problem. This is the thing I will help you to learn. And okay, so I expect, so you should understand the functions and all these things. Okay, so this complete calculus content will be rigorous and you may feel exhaustive if you are not a high intent student. Okay, so it's difficult for me. Okay, and let's see how to move. Many things are, many contents are there. Okay, many things are uh, aligned towards the theoretical part, and so I will help you a lot on the mathematical part. Apart from that, I will also help with the other theoretical part, but not in this way. I will work in the problem solving way. Whenever I need some will solve some problems, or I will give some exercises so that you can explore and try to correlate. Okay, one more thing, I will not put all of my effort, okay, towards you. You should also put some of the effort. So those things which I am not saying, you can go through it. If you have any doubt, just comment or email me. Okay, I will try to resolve that issue. Okay, so A function is simply a rule, input to output. There is some input, there is some rule, and there is some output. What is input? You know, x. What is output? Y. What is the rule? The function, okay, itself. So here again example of linear function. This is also a linear function, even if multiplied by 3 and it added term is 5, because it's linear in x and it's only not linear as well as one variable. So if x equal to 4, this is the input, we get the output 17. What is the rule? This is the rule. Okay. So we move like that. Okay. And the final answer is 7. So we have a lot of, this is a very standard relation, okay, in between the degree Celsius and Fahrenheit we used for the temperature measure. Okay. So how these things are correlated, you can find. Okay. Not only that, okay, even if you know the conversion from degree Celsius to Kelvin, okay. So this is something 273.16, okay, if I'm not wrong. So no, I should write like Kelvin is actually degree Celsius plus 273. Okay. In simple words, 0 degree Celsius is nothing but the 273.16 Kelvin. If I'm not sure about this value, because what happened, the scientists assume that this value is the minimum attainable temperature of the universe. Okay, so this they make it as a 0 Kelvin. Okay, means negative Kelvin is not possible, and this is the absolute measure of temperature. Okay, so that is the scenario. And I don't know, yeah, whether you understand or not, or know or not, the temperature in the universe, okay, is very low, and about similar to this temperature, minus 273 or minus 272. So that cool is our universe. Okay, it's not, I'm not talking about the earth or any celestial activity, the gaps in between that. Circle area of the circle is pi r square. Okay, if you give, it is also a function, you can also assume it. Input is simply radius, output is simply r. Okay. Here you can ask few things, okay, in your mind, like how the circle area is pi r square, why the circle area is pi r square. Try to think, and if you know the answer, very good, and if you don't know the answer, just do some activity and find the answer. Okay, I will allot you a lot of activities, a lot of problems. Okay, if you are really interested, you will try to explore. Okay, if not, I can't help. Okay, once I am going through one topic, okay, I'll absolutely complete each and everything of that topic. Okay, like this circle part is related to geometry. When I will go through the geometry, I will teach that. Okay, but in that, if there's something is coming with the calculus, I will absolutely not, I'll give you some hint, I can provide hint, but I will not go into deep, because I already covered that. Okay, so and I will give hint to, you can explore on your own. When you explore on your own, you learn more, you retain more. Okay, that's why I gave a lot of tasks. You can clearly understand this example, electricity bill, how you can make some formulate one scenario. So this is the something like that. Okay, and for now this is a sample video. Okay, for now we'll move towards more thing on the functions, but okay, for now this much, and I will thank you for this short session, understanding the short session, and kindly go through these checkpoints. Okay, so I will resume my lesson from here. Okay, Thank you. Bye.